Hello, everybody, and welcome to Eden Fractal. We're here for our 127th event, and I have the pleasure to be here with Tadas, Will, Swarthy, and Eric. We've been talking about good music, and we're about to play some respect games. Will is excited by CEO music playlist. If anyone wants to say hello, then feel free. I'm going to give a presentation about Eden Fractal, give some brief updates, and kick us off so we can start playing the respect game as we love to do here. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks all for being here, and hope you all enjoyed the event.
Roll that beautiful Eden Fractal footage.
Will do. Will do, Will. All right. So, welcome everybody to Eden Fractal. We're here on Thursdays as we join and diving deep into fractal governance. And we're about to play the respect game. You can check out this tweet from Optimistics and, like and share and so forth to invite friends. If you're not familiar with Eden Fractal, check out edenfractal.com. It's a community dedicated to optimizing collective decision making through collaborative research, development, education, gamification, and community engagement. Since 2021, the Eden community has been pioneering ways for communities to coordinate that are fair, fast, and fun, and we host bi-weekly events that bring together governance leaders and builders to explore better coordination systems from theory to implementation. You're welcome to join our events, watch our videos, and explore our blog to learn more about fractal consensus processes and how they can help your community organization thrive. I'll provide a little bit of introduction to what that means for anybody who's watching, who's new right now. We have a vision that all communities and organizations have the best tools and methods to optimize collective decision making and all collective decisions to be fast, fair, and fun. And we do this through these fractal decision making processes. So, similar to how plants branch out in fractal patterns to maximize growth and resilience, fractal decision-making processes, also sometimes called fractal governance, fractal democracy, helps communities coordinate effectively at any scale. It breaks large groups into smaller interactive groups over time, similar to how a tree branches into smaller limbs, which creates an environment where the wisdom of the crowd emerges and people get heard and people can coordinate and cooperate much more effectively. Learn more at edenfractal.com/blog. Check out our bi-weekly events to also learn more and get involved. Everyone's welcome to join, even if you're new or have never heard. Come on by, and we'd love to meet you and share some great times here at these Eden Fractal events. Provides a great place to network with talented builders, learn better ways to empower your community organization, and help create a better future for all. So you can also get started by watching the videos. We've produced over 125 videos here at Eden Fractal, where everybody can join the stage and share their thoughts and learn more about fractal governance and respect games. Respect games is one of the main ways that we practice fractal governance. Lots of fun. And we're also building open source software with the Optimistics toolkit as well, and supporting the development of many developers in the community who are building tools that allow you to employ or deploy the respect game software and fractal governance software in your community. So check out the website, check out our Telegram, check out our events, get involved, edenfractal.com. We're embarking, or over the past few months, we've been embarking on our second epoch, a big initiative that you can learn in our blog. Basically, we've been restarting the respect game and rebooting our consensus processes. We're now building on Base and building on Ethereum. You can learn more about these at the links on the screen. And you can see all of our progress at edenfractal.com/videos. So we recently returned from our summer break in our last episode, and we relaunched the Eden Plus Fractal legislative consensus process, which is very exciting, which you can learn more about here, as well as, past 125 videos over the past few years. We've done quite a bit, so I encourage you to dive in and check out the great shows that we've had so far. You can always check out the timestamps and description and so forth on the YouTube channel for Eden creators, where you can also find Optimism Fractal and many other great shows related to helping people cooperate and optimize collective decision making. Like and subscribe, help spread the word, and RSVP at lou.moss/optimistics for our upcoming events. So pleased to see everyone here so far. I'm going to give some quick community news in addition to. So Optimism Fractal also returned from its summer break. This happened last week. Optimism Fractal alternates on Thursdays bi-weekly with Eden Fractal. So we had an excellent event here. This is a post I put on in Paragraph. Welcome everybody back and giving an overview of some great progress that's been happening in the growing Ethereum ecosystem and the Superchain ecosystem and the Fractal ecosystem. Encourage people to check out the Optimism Fractal Discord and optimismfractal.com and this post, which you can find, I suppose, in the YouTube description to learn more about the updates and get involved with both Optimism Fractal and Eden Fractal, as well as support the entire Fractal ecosystem. And then today I put out a message with an invitation to Eden Fractal events and Eden Town Hall events and updates about Eden Plus Fractal consensus process. So check that out for more details as well. And yeah, if you're not familiar, I've mentioned Eden Plus Fractal a couple of times. This is a consensus process that we had used back in the day with Eden Fractal. for over a year during our first year or so. And then we stopped using and we recently rebooted it. So I put down this article, edenfractal.com/plus, where you can learn more details about what this process is and how you can get involved. Basically, it provides a way that everyone who joins community events, you can take part in either maybe becoming a delegate or electing a delegate to help basically guide the fractal ecosystem in our legislative consensus process. So after we play the respect game, we now also work in each breakout room to elect a delegate who will serve on a council and help the community make decisions. So you can learn more about this here. And yeah, we also have an implementation plan that we'll probably discuss at the Eden Town Hall afterwards. Encourage people to check it out, and it's a great way to participate in the community. To the extent that you want to get involved, of course, if you want to just play respect games and elect delegates, that's totally cool. And yeah, we'll talk more about this at the Eden Town Hall, which will happen in about 45 minutes from now. So looking forward to that, as well as we'll have an open discussion about anything fractal ecosystem related that people are interested in discussing, and maybe some more deep dives into the updates from the ecosystem. You can find all this on lou.mosh.optimistics, and now we're getting into the respect game. So I think everybody here knows how it works, but basically what we're going to do is we're each going to take turns and we're going to share our contributions to Eden Fractal, the Eden Fractal's mission of implementing fractal decision-making processes, and also more generally towards helping all communities and organizations to optimize collective decision-making with better tools and methods. So check it out at optimistics.io/respect game or edenfractal.com/respect game to learn more about the game that's at the core of Eden Fractal. But yeah, basically, we're going to each take about 4 or 5 minutes to share what we've done over the past couple of weeks. Feel free to share anything else introductory and so forth. And then we're going to work to rank each of those contributions, who helped the most, who helped the second most, third most, and so forth. And based on that, we'll each get respect if we can reach consensus by the end of the event, and people will receive more respect if they get higher rankings too. So. For anybody who's not familiar, check out the websites to learn more. That's just a quick overview. And everyone who's here, feel free to share your link, share your screen, ask any questions, and have a great time. All right, let's play the respect game here at Eden Fractal. Thanks again for being here, guys. And yeah, if anybody wants to kick us off and share what they've been up to, then feel free. The floor is open. Also, special welcome to Swarthy. I think this is the first time you've joined Eden Fractal. I know you joined, maybe you joined Eden Fractal, maybe you joined Eden Town Hall or an Optimism Fractal. I don't remember which one that you joined recently, but it's been a pleasure reconnecting. It's been a pleasure. It was here. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's been a pleasure reconnecting with you over the past couple weeks and so forth. It was super cool meeting you in Denver back 2 years ago, a year ago, whatever. It's like that. So I'm excited to collaborate with you in fractal governance stuff and learn more about what you've been doing with nouns and so forth. So yeah, if you'd like to say hello to anybody to our audience, then feel free. And yeah, floor is also open for anybody who would like to kick us off and go first with their contributions and share what you've been up to.
Well, since you gave me such a lovely introduction, I'll go first. My name's Timothy, everybody. I go by Swarthy Hatter on all socials. You can find me, follow me on Substack to stay apprised of the many.
Yep. Yeah, you just muted there. We heard follow you on Substack to stay apprised.
Stay apprised of the many DAOs that I consult with and work with. I try to publish governance digests there on a weekly. I haven't been great about it lately. But yeah, as Dan said, we met at ETH Denver. It was 2 years ago. Last year was sort of weird energy at ETH Denver, where I worked with Howard and Abraham, who are devs on this project on Unbound Science. Lately, what I've been up to is working with Nouns Africa, trying to help the Nounish community seed some subdAOs with niche focuses, and also tie those DAOs back to the greater DAO using snapshot integrations and things like that. So my biggest project right now is actually building a snapshot integration between Nouns Africa and Little Nouns. And once it's complete, Little Nouns will be able to use it to connect themselves to Nouns and vice versa, and all of the subdAOs, and so on and so forth. I don't know if everybody's super familiar, but DAOs that are going to apply this tool we're looking at Nouns, Little Nouns, NARS, Base DAO, Builder DAO, and Nouns Africa. And that's just right now. So more to come.
Yeah. Thank you, Timothy. Excellent introduction, and thanks for the great work helping people improve decision making. I suppose two things I want to share is one, you still had maybe 2 minutes to share more. If you want to share more detail about yourself or anything you've been up to help people with governance and the DAOs you've been working with. And then also, one question I had is you said this tool, was that referring to the tool that you've been, yeah, maybe I didn't catch that entirely, but I think you said that you've been working on a tool, like some sort of snapshot plugin or something like that. So is that the tool that you're referring to that's going to be basically used by these different nouns communities and different DAOs?
Yes. So I just sent a link to my GitHub repository. The Nouns Africa organization GitHub is also there, where you can track what we're up to. It's a snapshot integration that will allow little nouns. It will allow Nouns Africa (NDA) token holders to participate in little nouns governance using delegated little nouns. So we're going to delegate 8 little nouns to a multi-sig, and then it will allow Nouns Africa token holders to participate in little nouns governance. Little nouns and nouns both like hold a bunch of each other's tokens and don't do anything with them. Well, nouns hold a bunch of little nouns and doesn't do anything with them. So we're looking to apply it there as well to give the nounish community a say in little noun governance.
Very interesting. Thank you for sharing, Timothy. I'm looking forward to learning more about this, and thanks for supporting the Nouns communities with these governance tools. I'm curious to learn about your interest in fractal governance too, and so forth. I know you expressed some interest too, so if you want to share anything quickly about that, then feel free. And then, yeah, if there's anything else you want to share, then feel free to go ahead. And then whenever you're ready, you can pick somebody to go next as well.
Yeah, thank you for the reminder. So Nouns Africa is looking at using a working group model and setting a budget that's relative to the size of the treasury and the inflows. So we're like really micro spending right now, but we want to weight the incentive to working group members based on respect token that they accrue during an epoch. So we are excited to apply the Eden Fractal respect session on a biweekly basis and use that on a quarterly basis to weight the incentive distribution.
All right, very interesting. Well, I appreciate your interest there and your collaborations with Nouns Africa. I was actually just reading the summary from Generic Vibes on Farcaster about that. So yeah, it's great to see the progress there, and had a pleasure speaking with I think I spoke with Generic about that at the Fractal Impact concert. So yeah, looking forward to collaborating with you on that going forward, as well as exploring other ways we can collaborate. So feel free to pick somebody to go next if you'd like. Thanks for the heart, and yeah.
Oh, I forgot the popcorn part. Let's go with Tadas, if I said that right.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, so this week, on these past 2 weeks, one of the things I did, I fixed one bug in ORDAO. ORDAO is a software we're using to push consensus on chain and to distribute a token according to respect token according to community consensus. Yeah, so there was one bug with so-called tip proposals, which increment meeting number, where it should automatically basically create the next proposal with data such that it's unique and increments the next meeting number. Anyways, a lot of details, but fixed it, and yeah, and then I deployed just actually deployed ORDAO for Zaal Fractal. It's not Zaal Fractal hasn't used it yet, just technically deployed it for them. And in general, talked a lot with Zaal, coordinating all the details. Yeah, and it will be a fourth fractal that ORDAO from fourth fractal that uses ORDAO software, and I guess it's the first one which I'm not deeply involved in the sense that I'm not participating in those meetings. So I'm interested to see how it translates to that another community. Yes, and besides that, I was doing a lot of research into all kinds of new token standards, tokenomics of projects like Zora and Paragraph. Uh, yeah, this is all prompted by an attempt to design a system to fund fractal contributors, or to somehow attract financial contributions to a fractal. I don't have anything concrete yet, although I have many ideas which I think have potential, and I think in a couple of weeks I will converge on something. And yeah, I also have to thank Dan. We have been doing this together. Yeah, so excited to see what we come up with. Yeah, that's all.
Great. Yeah, I'm very excited about it too, Tadas. Thanks for sharing your contributions. And if you want to pick somebody to go next whenever you're ready, feel free.
Eric?
Sure. I don't think Swarthy's heard me talk a little bit. So, what I'm doing is implementing change in massive organizations as my background, like the U.S. Air Force, to get the Secretary of the Air Force make a change in 3 years, which is lightning fast. So I learned it's not just coming up with a cool thing, it's about how to implement it and get acceptance. So a lot of what I'm doing is taking the work here and dividing up into pieces which seem really normal. Um, I'm not leading with the complexity or the power. I'm leading with, here's a carrot that you want right now. And the first part of that is just getting the communication in organizations, because it's really the people, not the technology, that drives it. Technology is the tool. So it's really about building sustainable, resilient culture and using that culture to build strategies. So the way I start that is just getting the communication and culture building on track. And of course, we're doing that just by playing a game. So I'm calling it what they want, structured networking. So doing kind of what we're doing now, but rolling it out in a different way. So first thing I have to do, because it's in pursuit of a doctoral dissertation to get credibility, I'm doing that dissertation, and so I need to collect data. So I'm having volunteers from nonprofit organizations meet an hour a week for 8 weeks in a row to collect data. So 1 week training, 8 weeks to collect data. And so I'm doing statistical analysis, correlations to see whether I can prove that appreciation positively impacts volunteer motivation. And I've already connected the volunteer motivation to more funding, more and better services, and lower operating costs. So that does a lot more, of course, but that's something nonprofits immediately get. So would you like this with almost no volunteer management overhead? So a lot of work I've been doing is, how do you roll this out with having a Dan who's, really, or a Rosemary who's really coordinating? How do I make this really easy to do and coordinate it? So if we use the app that Abraham worked on, you'll see some buttons and some changes that people can force things and make it easy if you click on the right thing to get back on track. So a lot of those things. So right now I'm just getting ready to test my onboarding. I got my first organization to pull the trigger to invite their thousands of people to see who wants to participate as a volunteer. And so now I'm doing the onboarding training. And Over the last weeks, I put all my forms online. I rethought them, bulletproof them, tested them, and now I'm just doing the onboarding presentation, which I should be done with this weekend. And then Dan and some other people have volunteered to be my guinea pigs, as if they're volunteers, to make sure that all those forms work when somebody else does it. And there's not something I'm overlooking that, oh, I don't understand this, or you didn't explain that. So I'm going to test the onboarding, and then we'll be sending out the organization coming up in San Diego. We have San Diego Startup Week, which has thousands of people, and I'm one of the organizers who helped start and grow Startup Week years ago. So that is going to be a connection where all these people are there to really promote this thing. So that's mostly it for me, is just finishing and testing the onboarding so that we're ready to go. And with that, I'll turn it over to Will.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's been a while since I've been in the Eden Fractal community calls. I had an IRL event that precluded me from attending the last one. And that was last month. So what I can say, I've been heavily focused on marketing for KF Media. If you're not aware or familiar with KF Media, or you're just learning about it for the first time, we are a Web3 company with a mission on shifting the focus through the paradigm of producing pathways and opportunities for accessible quality education. We focus on emerging tech and life skills as our two primary categories right now of content that we either create or curate into our learning center. With September being Literacy Month, we've had a hyper focus on promoting literacy and curating facts and stats about literacy on a global scale, because after all, in Web3, we are a global community. That being said, we've had some really amazing events outside of our daily posts or attempted daily posts on literacy. But we did have a very special celebration on Monday on International Literacy Day. We brought in a registered financial advisor talking about financial literacy. So that was pretty cool. And then leading up this week in the same vein, we released our first book yesterday that we published right now. It's available in the Cardano ecosystem, but coming soon to Base as well. This is a very special book because it's released in 4 different consumable formats. So you can either get it in ebook format, you can get it in audiobook format, you can get it in a video book format without narration, and you can get it in a video book format with narration, which this particular community, this particular platform, book.io and stuff.io, they've been around for a while. Primarily, like I said, building in Cardano, but they'd never seen these media types before, right? So something new, it's something introductory, it's something that I think is going to take time to get traction on. Most of our community is Ethereum based, so I feel that we're going to have a stronger showing of support for the book as far as at the point of purchase. Within our own community, we did it on Cardano with them because that's where their experience is, that's where their community is. And their community is a community of book lovers and collectors, all forms of media as well. So if that's a benefit to this community, then that's what we've been working on. Additionally, one other thing I wanted to say also is that because we're very much tied to the regenerative communities of Web3, Giveth just recently opened up the ability to create collections as causes. So causes is centered around a single theme. We curated 41 projects in that cause to support them. The AI agent goes out and distributes the funds according to the need of the projects, which I think is a pretty cool thing in the space of AI. The QF round was delayed a little bit from opening yesterday, but we were accepted in the QF round. So our cause is getting quadratic funding opportunities for them as contributions are coming into the cause, then they're distributed to each project accordingly. So yeah, I will post a link in the chat if you guys feel compelled to come support this cause. It is the official title of the cause is called Global South Web3 Welcoming Party, and a lot of these projects in here are ones that are working in their local community on making education accessible, quality education, getting school supplies to children in need, and other amazing things of teaching people about the value of Web3 within their local community. So that's been our primary focus since the last time I was here. And if anybody has any questions, I'll be happy to field them.
All right, excellent. Thank you,
And I
Will.
think by proxy and default, you're the last one to go, Dan. So I'm going to pick on you.
I think so. We did have Zaal here for a moment as he was he said it was travel day. I think he was in an airport, but he said he'll come back after for the town hall. Congrats on all the progress, Will. Thanks for sharing. And thanks everybody for all the great contributions today. So I think I'll go ahead and share my screen now.
Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, the book also through those two platforms is you don't have to use crypto to purchase it. So you can use traditional payment methods as well.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, you can check out the link that the Giveth link that Will just shared in the chat and Zoom, as well as Swarthy shared the GitHub link and some other links there too. If anyone wants to share those in the Eden Fractal Telegram chat as well, so they're more persistent, others can watch them, then or others can check them out, then feel free to do so. Oh yes, Swarthy can't do it. So we're still working on that. I'm wondering, by the way, I tried making you an admin, Swarthy, Tim, and let me know if you have a preference if I say Swarthy or Timothy or either way. But maybe you could try again because I tried making you admin yesterday as a way. Okay, it is fine, cool. So my research with ChatGPT said that if I made you an admin, then that might help you be able to post there. So that's I think the next thing to try. And thanks for your patience while we figure out this Telegram issue. Okay, I'll go ahead and share what I've done to contribute to Fractal. Seems to have worked. Okay, very nice. So yeah, feel free to share your links there or any other thing you'd like to share there. And I was thinking at some point it'd be good to have like a share your projects kind of channel like we have in Optimism Fractal, but just feel free to share it in the general chat or wherever else you'd like, or actually anybody has permissions right now to create a chat, to create a topic there. So if you want to organize any differently, then feel free to do so as well. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share my contributions. Dan Singjoy, as you can see in the top left corner. Check me out at dansingjoy.com. All right, so I shared these things before. So these are articles that I wrote. I wrote this article here with the invitation to Eden Fractal and updates about Eden Plus Fractal, and I promoted this in many different places: Twitter, Farcaster, our Mighty Network, a bunch of Telegram groups, the Optimism Governance Forum, and so forth. Just giving people a welcome and an update, supporting the new Eden Plus Fractal consensus process that we've recently adopted, and reminding people how they can participate and get involved. And as always, inviting people to join. Also, did a refresh of the Eden town hall agenda as well, which is kind of like what we started last week, but we didn't actually hold the Eden town hall last week. So I just refreshed it with some new updates for this week that we can um, use to facilitate a conversation today for Eden Town Hall. I hosted the Optimism Fractal event last week, and I had put together this nice update about the Ethereum ecosystem and the Fractal ecosystem and the superchain, highlighting some big updates from Ethereum, growth of ETH, and growth of the superchain and OP stack adoption, different networks like Base and World. So, and then updates like the Fractal ecosystem impact concert. This was our event coming back from summer break. So put together, this nice message and invite everyone to join, as well as hosted the event. And then afterwards, Eric shared a bunch of really cool stuff he's been up to as well. So we did kind of like an extended Optimism Fractal event. And then I worked a lot this week on the Eden Plus Fractal implementation plan with Tadas. So I published this 2 weeks ago or so, before the prior one, but then over the past 2 weeks, me and Tadas have gone back and forth many times, about 22 times over here, to just like get into the specifics about how the Eden Plus Fractal process could be improved. So I went back and forth with Das about that, as well as in some other comments below as well, so we can make this process as helpful as possible. That also inspired me. I haven't yet shared this with you with Das, 'cause I've been working on it, but well, for one thing, it inspired me to put together like a Eden Fractal governance guide to help people understand the tripartite governance structure of Eden Fractal. So I still have to work on this, but I created a first draft of this Eden Fractal governance guide, which I intend to post on the Eden Fractal blog, that goes into ORDAO, the executive branch, the legislative branch, with Eden Plus Fractal and the respect game, and shares more details about that. And then I also worked more on like potential next steps for how we can improve it too. I worked on kind of an article about strengthening, like why it makes sense. I'm planning to follow up with Tadas about this, but basically I think that this could be really helpful to improve this process. So I put together a series of kind of like draft articles about this, as well as potential way that we could implement and so forth, and how that can. I've been working to start a nonprofit for Eden Fractal, and so I'm in kind of early stages there, but started to draft out some thoughts there, as well as how the nonprofit can earn funding, and started to do some targeted blog writing about why Ethereum should fund Eden Fractal and why others should, and why you should start a Fractal. So these are all kind of like draft early articles. I've also been working to troubleshoot both Discord and Telegram group chat issues. So Swarthy was having that issue that I was helping him resolve because he couldn't post in the Eden Fractal Telegram chat for some reason. And then Optimism Fractal has been dealing with a bot issue that I've been trying to resolve as well. I responded to Sebastian, as well as Will and a couple others. I think in the chat, Sebastian had expressed interest in contributing, so I made a nice message here with some ways that he could potentially contribute. Zaal had also reached out to me about ORDAO and asked a question about ORDAO and snapshot. So I put together a response to him about how it could work, like the differences between them, as well as I started to put together a draft article about the differences between ORDAO and snapshot as well. And then I shared this with Zaal to help him understand it. And then fractal coins is an idea that I share with Tadas. I was going back and forth with Tadas on different funding strategies for the fractal ecosystem. We've been doing this for the past couple months. It started with this fractal ecosystem development plan document, and Tadas shared some ideas that were really good over the past couple weeks, and I responded with some ideas. And then that led me to this idea of fractal coins. I'm not ready to share it, but just like the idea is kind of like I've been working on this a lot, basically. I reviewed this a lot of it's inspired by this discussion that we had in Eden Fractal 61st meeting. It was inspired by this article Tadas wrote called Non-Fungibility out of Fungibility, that so I went back and I listened to this recording for like 3 hours and some other recordings from around the time when we were discussing these ideas, and have been working on continuations of that, as well as using new tools like Paragraph and Zora, which have recently released like these kinds of coin primitives that might be usable by fractals. And so I've been exploring how these things work. Yeah, fungibility out of non-fungibility. Maybe if I said that wrong, sorry, Tadas. Sorry for messing up the idea if I did. And then I've also been supporting Rosemary too. And she's been working on developing a creative career. And so I've been showing her some YouTubers that I've been watching for a while, and also looking back at kind of my creative stuff and thinking about creating more content. And so watching and sharing and supporting her and her creative endeavors. That's most of it. I also responded briefly to Swarthy about his implementation or potential implementation with Nouns Africa as well, and been following that too. Nouns.wtf is where people can learn more about that as well. So that's what I've been up to over the past couple weeks now. Thanks all for listening. And I don't know if to Das, maybe you already put together the Fractogram link. I suppose we can play in the app that Abraham developed. I think that would probably work well. If anybody, or I can create it alternatively. Just let me know, I guess, if you've created yet or not. I suppose Eric also has an admin there probably too. But yeah, if anybody wants to create it, then let me know.
I'm creating it.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you. And yeah, if anybody has any questions or comments for anybody that would help you reach consensus, then feel free to share. Oh, I see that Tadas created in Telegram actually. So you can go ahead and join this Telegram group, please. That was just shared in the Zoom chat. And that's where we'll be reaching consensus today on each other's contributions rankings.
I see everyone has joined. Let's reply with accounts.
All right. And we're just waiting on Eric and Swarthy. So if you guys could please respond with your Ethereum account. Okay, thanks, Swarthy.
Just Eric.
Eric, you're muted, by the way.
Swarthy, is it your first respect game or have you played it somewhere? Anyway, we can vote on level 6.
Okay.
Who contributed the most?
Yep. Yeah, we're going to rank who we think contribute the most based upon the presentations that we just heard. And the goal is to contribute to Eden Fractal's mission and vision. Okay. Would anybody like to share their rationale for who they voted for?
Yeah, I voted for Swarthy because generally I like to upvote more people who take the time to learn about respect game and join for the first couple of times, and uh I heard him working. I heard that Swarthy is working on subdaos, DAOs, and relationship between them, and I think uh, that kind of work is relevant for us to win. It ends up being, it implies kind of a fractal structure too, although it's a lot different from probably from our type of fractals. Uh, yeah, and he's thinking of implementing respect games, so that's also.
I voted for Swarthy based on potential impact. New, very impact focused group. So I'm interested in what we can do, but the impact we can have. So I was impressed by the ability not only to bring new groups in there, but for those groups to have an impact on the world.
All right.
I voted for Dan because he does so much to keep Eden Fractal going. And you're busy. You took a little bit of a break, but you're back at it.
That's true. It was a refreshing break. Well, thank you for that, Swarthy. I appreciate that recognition support. Swarthy, you have the most votes here, so you are level 6, so you get the most respect in this event. And welcome, Leo, as well. Thanks for joining. We are just reaching consensus in the respect game. I don't know, because you are here before the top of the hour, and we only had 5 of us. I don't know if we should, if Leo, you wanted to share what you've been up to, and then you can get a bit of respect as well. Um, or if because we already started ranking, we should just go ahead and or just complete the game.
I think we should complete the game. Uh,
Okay, sounds good. Well, maybe after we complete the game, then Leo can share what he's been up to a little bit, and then also maybe we can pass a proposal, or I can propose a proposal for Leo to get a bit of respect, because I know that he's not able to make this time a lot of times, but He's being here, that I think could deserve some respect. So maybe the ORDAO account could decide if they agree with that. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see, just an idea. So we'll go with Tadas's recommendation, I think, of proceeding with the game. But welcome, Leo, and feel free to say hello whenever you'd like. And looking forward to hearing from you. And then we'll go ahead and rank level 5 when we're ready.
Hello.
Hey, Leo.
I'm fine with either option. And I'm just here to learn.
Okay, sounds good. Well, thanks for being here. Okay, and it looks like I have level 5. So thanks all for the respect. And now we can move on to level 4. We have 3 votes for 3 votes for Tadas and 2 votes for Eric. Would anybody like to share their votes or rationale or change their votes to help us reach consensus?
I voted for Eric because he's taken the mission and the emphasis, what's being built here at Eden Fractal, and taking it out into the wide world of natural elements, which can be very scary and daunting at times. I understand that all too well. So yeah, and he's working with nonprofits and getting nonprofits involved in mechanisms that we're creating here in Web3 and using those mechanisms in their decision-making process. So that's my rationale for voting for Eric.
Me too.
All right. Thanks for sharing. I voted for Tadas because I think that well, amongst other things, I think the primary reason is because Tadas shared a lot of really thoughtful um, comments and ideas about both improving the Eden Plus Fractal process, which I think is really important for Eden Fractal and the fractal ecosystem. I think those are pretty foundational towards building a better app, and that helped me consider and learn about it a lot. And then also his ideas regarding fungibility out of non-fungibility and the discussions we had, and his articles, putting together those articles. I think that was a really big contribution that can really help practical communities a lot. Kind of foundational, and we haven't yet seen all the outputs of it yet. But as I've been enjoying seeing his comments and the research develop, I think that he's been making a lot of great progress towards that. Although I love what Eric's doing too. I think what Eric's doing is amazing too, though. So we'd be happy to switch if we want. But yeah, right now Tadas has most votes, and it looks like Tadas gets level 4.
I see I have. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay, thank you. Now let's vote for level 3. Seems that Eric gets 4 votes. If anyone disagrees, he gets level 3. And now we are okay. Now we have to determine a delegate. Yes. Then do you need to explain again what we're electing delegate for?
Maybe I'll just briefly remind people, or if you want to go ahead, Tadas, then feel free.
No, go on.
Okay. So yeah, we're electing a delegate with the Eden Plus Fractal process that I introduced previously. Basically, the way it works is that after forming consensus on our contributions to the fractal ecosystem, now what we're going to do is elect a delegate for Eden Fractal. So maybe it would be helpful if I pull up my screen again just so people can see visually how it works, because this is a new process to many people and we haven't yet. It's only the second time we're doing it this year, and for quite a long time. So if you go to edenfractal.com/plus, you can see how this process works. But yeah, basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be electing a delegate to serve on Eden Fractal Council, who will help lead the community, help make decisions that might be related to, what time our meetings are or what direction we want to go in, or what our mission may be, or any kind of thing like that that we want to, legislate on or decide upon. And so basically at each event, each respect gate or each breakout group elects a delegate right after forming consensus on the contributions, and then that delegate will serve on a council for the next four events, including today's event. So it lasts for about 2 months or so, and then there's a fractal system here that you can see illustrated, where basically the delegates from each week will work together to vote on proposals. Anybody can make a proposal, and then during the Eden Town Hall, which happens after Eden Fractal, the council can approve proposals. So um, and basically three-fourths out of the active councils are needed. So, for example, last week I was elected as delegate, and then this week we're electing our second delegate. And so then over the next two events, we'll elect our third and fourth councils. If there's multiple breakout rooms, then we'll have multiple counselors in the council. But because we just have one breakout room, we'll have one counselor serve basically from this week. So basically, it can be a great way to play more of a leadership role in Eden Fractal and fractal governance in general, and help guide the community as we work towards implementing fractal decision-making process of society. And we just ask that if you want to be a delegate, that you join the Eden Town Hall events that are coming up after today's event, after today's Eden Fractal, and the next events that will be happening over the next three events. So those Eden Town Hall events will happen at 18 UTC, and we also ask that you just follow up with the chats and try to make the best decisions you can to represent the community. So you're welcome to either elect yourself or vote for yourself or vote for whoever you think should be that delegate. And Tadas also shared this spreadsheet too, so that goes a bit to some of the stuff I was saying about stuff that we're working on. But basically, there's this spreadsheet, which is the new spreadsheet. We had an older version of spreadsheet, but you can see here, this is the current version of our kind of like user interface for the Eden Plus Fractal process. We'd like to build an app for this eventually, but right now you can see I was elected to delegate here, and then whoever gets the delegate will be Council 127, and so forth. And no proposals have been made yet, but people can make those proposals whenever they want now. Thanks to Das for sharing. And if you have any questions, then feel free to share. But otherwise, hopefully that was a helpful overview and introduction. And Tadas put up the poll, so you can now vote for whoever you think should be the delegate in that poll.
I think typically what we want to do is ask who wants to be a delegate, because that involves, we ask for a bit of commitment to participate in future Eden town halls for the next 2 months, right? Around 2 months. A little bit less if we include this meeting. So, yeah, I see Swarthy says he would give it a go. Yeah, I'm willing to vote for whoever is willing to commit.
Yeah, I'm not a good choice because in order to promote my nonprofit, I'm on like 5 nonprofit boards for the next couple months. So, but if any of you want to come to a golf fundraiser for the Entrepreneur Academy for kids, I'm your guy. In fact, I was on TV this week for that. So.
Interesting. Would be interesting to learn more. I don't know if we'll be able to make to the golf event.
It's a great program. I'm also working with TechCon, which is going to be the Super Bowl of pitching next May in San Diego. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, interested to learn more about it. I suppose, and congrats on all the progress. So getting back to the election first, though, because I don't know if anybody needs to go soon, so I want to make sure we can wrap it up on time. We're gonna head into the Eden Town Hall. In next, it would start in a minute, but maybe we'll start at 5 minutes later and take a couple minutes to finish this election if we need to, or if anybody has a hard stop, then let us know. Right now, Swarthy has 2 votes. I have 1 vote, and Tadas has 1 vote, and we have not yet gotten a vote from Swarthy, I think. So, Swarthy, if you want to vote for yourself or vote for anybody else, then you can go ahead. And I see Swarthy now has 4 votes. Um, okay, so that means that Swarthy's the delegate. I just want to ask. I mean, I guess it's the group decision, but I had voted for Tadas because Tadas is one of the creator of this Eden Plus Fractal process, so I want to give him credit. And also, Tadas has been consistently, like very closely following Eden Fractal, and doing a great job, with all the design of this. And so I have a lot of faith in Tadas' decision making. And I want to vote for Swarthy too, but I just want to ask Swarthy because Swarthy wrote he'd give it a go and seems interesting. But I just want to ask, do you think you'll be able to commit to join the town hall events? And because we have gotten some positions before where like somebody says they could be a delegate, and then they get busy for whatever reason, and so we just want to make sure that we'd have whoever is a delegate can be committed to the position and be able to, be there for the events to be able to approve proposals and so forth. So I very much appreciate your interest in fractal governance. And I think this could be a great way for you to get more involved in the community. But I'm just curious if you think you'll be able to commit to following along with the progress and voting on proposals as needed.
I could make the commitment. I did change my vote though because I agree that Tadas has been, more involved and probably has the ability to be more useful in org-wide decision making, while as I'm still getting to know the ropes. So, but I would be available if the community did elect me for the time commitment.
All right. Thank you for letting us know.
I'm not too eager to be a delegate because today, for example, I don't know if I will stay for the town hall because I'm really tired right now because these meetings are very late for me. So yeah, if I'm a delegate, I would push for changing the town hall meeting time. Uh, um,
Glass is a one vote. He's appealing to a one vote voter or one issue voter.
yes.
Oh,
Well,
oh,
I know it's relevant for some other people like Rosemary. Uh, so we already talked about it, of course. Anyway, it will change it maybe a bit once we turn the clocks, but yeah, so okay, Swarthy gets 4 votes. Everyone's happy. We can
all
move
right.
on.
Sounds great, Adas. I, as a delegate, will do my best to serve your interests, and I'm looking forward to collaborating with Swarthy on that too. So, looks like everybody's frozen. Can you still hear me?
You're frozen, but I can hear you up to now. Yeah,
Okay.
you're
Okay.
good now.
Okay, sounds good. I was just saying that I want to serve your interests and excited to collaborate with Swarthy. Congrats on being a delegate, Swarthy, and yeah, thanks again for your interest and help in the community. And yeah, maybe that's one of the first proposals that we should approve. That's something we've been discussing for a while. That the time of the events is very late for Tadas and others in Eastern Europe. So we were thinking about maybe moving the Eden Town Hall to an hour before the respect game rather than an hour after the respect game, in which case it'd be 16 UTC. That might also be helpful for Leo too. I know that Leo has a lot of events, but no, yeah, that was actually one of the reasons why we haven't done it yet, because I know like Octon Town Hall and other ones are that time too. I was actually referring to Leo's list to see that, but maybe when we can also switch to another day sometime too. But that would be something that the council can deliberate upon, I suppose. And now, everybody can now vote on the proposals to um, submit it on chain in the ORDAO app. So encourage you to do so. Basically, if you click on where it says results can be submitted here and you click the here button, then that'll lead you to eden.fraps.xyz, where it should also lead to a pre-filled respect game result, which shows the results of the respect game. And yes, everybody submits it on chain. So we have a immutable record of the rankings that we established today, as well as we'll follow up with a on-chain delegate nomination too, so that we'll have a immutable record of who we elected delegate today. And we'll share the links in the chat. So thanks all for playing the respect game with us here today, and also playing with the Eden Plus Fractal process. It's wonderful to play and collaborate with you all. And if anybody has any last thoughts for the Eden Fractal event or any questions, then feel free to share. And we're going to be transitioning to the Eden Town Hall event momentarily. We'll stay in the same Zoom room, so it'll be simple for anybody who can stick around. But yeah, thanks everybody, and hope you all had a great time.
I'll be submitting shortly. It's requiring me to change my chain in my wallet, so just as an FYI.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks for letting us know, Will. And I suppose if nobody has any more comments you want to share regarding the respect game, then we can go ahead and start up the Eden Town Hall.
Which one was the most recent domain that you mentioned? The URL for the org voting?
Well, so there's a couple different links I'll share in the Zoom chat. So this is where we reach consensus on the ranks of the respect game. That's the Telegram chat. So you can join that if you want to just see how it works. But we just finished reaching consensus there a few minutes ago. And then the newest one that I shared is eden.fraps.xyz, which is the ORDAO app that Tadas has built. And this is where we both post the consensus results on chain, and this will also facilitate the on-chain distribution of the respect tokens based upon those rankings. And that's also where we can make other proposals, like, for example, to elect a delegate. This is currently what we're using to elect a delegate. So, and that's what I was thinking, by the way, too, when you joined Leo, about how I appreciate, all your interest and participation in our fractal events. So I was saying that, one thing we could do is there's a proposal button on the Fraps, on the eden.fraps website, that allows the community to make proposals. So we have a bunch of proposals here about like the recent respect games. We have this proposal that Tadas made for electing a delegate, and you can see this is, I believe, Swarthy's account. So Tadas put out a custom signal proposal here. So and Tadas voted yes for it. And then everybody else can vote yes for it as well, if you still agree with the result of it, which I believe everybody does. You'll just need to log in to up in the top right corner, then you'll see a vote yes or vote no button. This uses the ORDAO optimistic consent or optimistic quorum system too. So you'll see right here, this proposal is currently in passing state because it has 100% yes votes and 0% no votes. ORDAO has a specific kind of optimistic quorum, by which if there were no votes, it could be vetoed, but there's more details to it that you could look at optimistics.io/ORDAO. And Sasha shared the two links to elect a delegate, as well. So thanks for sharing those. If you want to learn more about this app, then you can check out this optimistics.io/ORDAO page, and we have an overview of how that app works in that video and so forth. But yeah, basically, Tadas shared this link to elect the delegate, and then he also shared a Telegram chat message here too, showing something. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
how it works. Yeah.
our the mechanism we agreed to use to record delegate elections on chain.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's currently not like an app interface to do this properly, but we still want to record what we decide on chain for future reference and transparency. So we're using a custom signal type of proposal for DAO, which once executed simply emits an event, EVM event that contains the data, and yeah, so we're currently using that for the recording delegate election.
Yep. Thanks for sharing, Tadas. So, everybody who's been here wants to help support and vote on these proposals to show your consensus on chain, then you can vote yes for the custom signal as well as the respect game proposal as well, where you can see the accounts of the rankings that we just form consensus about here. So you can vote yes on those. It'll also just pass just with Tadas if nobody votes no, because Tadas is enough to overcome the quorum. So it's no big deal if you're not able to vote. But we always appreciate when people vote and participate to help improve consensus and or better signal consensus. And oh, yeah, the one thing I was going to say too is that I also suggested that we can potentially give some respect to Leo or anybody else too. Just as a reminder, one of the functionalities of this app is that you can do other functions. You can do any on-chain action with this from a decentralized account or a community account. So, for example, you could do respect account and mint respect. So even if somebody can't make the respect game, then you could make a proposal for respect account or different things like that. So that's something to consider. If anybody has any comments, or I don't know, Leo, I offered before if you wanted to share anything while we're still in the respect game, then feel free to do so. Or if we want, we can just head into the Eden Town Hall. I already have the window open as well. So, yeah, would anybody like to share anything else while we're still in the Eden Fractal portion of these events?
Yeah, I need to get more into it to know like what to know more about like the scope of what would be like what would be to share. So yeah, I always appreciate like catching the parts of the calls that I can catch. So thank you always for explaining and sharing. Still in the process of learning. So yeah, I don't really know what would be like in the Eden scope to share.
Okay, well, sounds good. If you are interested in sharing anything, we can continue the Eden Fractal event for a bit longer and you can share. Basically, what we each do at each Eden Fractal event is we play the respect game, which I think that you're familiar with. Basically, we each take turns and share what we've done to help some common cause or some community goal. And in the case of Eden Fractal, it's basically contributing to Eden Fractal's mission and Eden Fractal's vision. So Eden Fractal has a vision that all communities and organizations have the best tools and methods for the best possible collective decision making, that all collective decisions will be fair, fast, and fun. And we're working to do that by implementing fractal decision making processes throughout society, the collaborative research, development, education, gamification, community engagement. So basically, if there's anything that you wanted to share, both, just introducing yourself to the Eden Fractal audience. I think people in the Eden Fractal audience have met you, but I'm not totally sure if you've really properly introduced yourself. So if you wanted to introduce yourself more broadly and also share anything that you have done lately to either support fractal decision-making processes or also just help people make better decisions together, help to improve community and organizational governance and so forth, then all those kinds of things would be in scope at Eden Fractal.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, no, yeah, definitely good reminder. Yeah, I'm Civil or Leo, and I don't know. I guess one thing that is like fits into the communications bucket of the different aspects that you did mention is yeah, I do what I can to improve like information flow across organizations and the ecosystem. So like how that manifests is of course a lot of one-on-one conversations, but also like inviting people to events and also like a public event list that I do on Telegram. And yeah, that's sort of one thing that I do there on my channel, on the Silver Monkey channel. But so I guess that could maybe fit into the scope because like communications and better flow of information improves how organizations can work in the ecosystem. But yeah, so I guess that's one small intro. So thank you. But yeah, I don't want to hold us from getting to the topic.
Okay, well, sounds good, Leo. Thanks for the introduction. If there was anything else you wanted to share it, then feel free. There's no rushing into town hall. But yeah, appreciate your introduction. And yeah, if you wanted to share your Ethereum address too, I'd be happy to put in a proposal on your behalf so you can get a little bit of respect, even though you weren't able to join the event, because I think that's one of the nice features of it that we can give our respect in that kind of way. Yeah, if you wanted to share anything else, then feel free. Or if you wanted to share your Ethereum address, then I'd be happy to make a proposal on your behalf to give you. My proposal would be to give you 5 respect, which is like the level 1 respect, as we had 6 people join. And then in the future, if you're able to join, then you can earn more respect as well by if you're able to join at the more towards the beginning of the event, then you can participate in the full respect game.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, cool. Thank you. Thank you so much. yeah, I definitely want to. Yeah, I'm gonna have a look at more of um the proposals thus far. But yeah, I'll share that as well.
So
Okay.
we currently, I think we should have some kind of like mechanism, like agreement how we issue respect in these custom scenarios, because the way ORDAO works is that anyone could make a proposal, and we depend on notification system for notice for others noticing that this proposal has happened. So um, yeah, one heuristic we could use is that this room has to agree to a meeting has to agree to issue respect to someone in addition to respect them. So if everyone here agrees with issuing 5 respect to Leo, then could create a proposal.
Sounds good with me. Well, see, Swarthy said he agrees.
I
Yeah.
agree too.
Okay, cool. And so I suppose that's three. So we have three out of four. I don't know if Will's still with us. Will says he agrees too. Okay, cool. So we've passed our own like mini proposal with our mini consensus process that Tadas has invented. So thanks for that. And Leo will get 5 respect if you give us your Ethereum address because we need your Ethereum address to be able to give you respect. And thanks thanks also, Leo, for all your support in both supporting and joining these events and learning about what we're doing, as well as continually help spread the word by including Eden Fractal and Optimism Fractal in our town hall events, in your um, civil posts and your overviews about all the public good stuff. So thanks a lot. And I see Civil Monkey that you just shared your ETH address, so I'll put that up after the event, and I'll make a reminder to do so. All right. So.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, very much fractal process, like very much like cross, like not siloed, right? Like, is that fair to say that fractal is could be seen as one of the opposite descriptions from siloed?
Yeah, I think so. Josh, do you want to speak to that?
Opposite descriptions of
Like
uh,
opposite of silo, like silo and fractal as like opposites, almost.
silo being, how would you describe silo?
Silo just if something is just like segregated into one thing and is not interacting with the outside basically and is just like separated from anything around it. Um, and like for instance, interoperability is also like an opposite of siloed, I would say.
Mhm.
Um, or interconnected could also be seen as like a opposite characteristic that isn't really in siloed things.
Yeah, and
So
also I would imagine some centralization maybe in typical silo. Uh, yes, definitely. It's about creating these small little groups which are autonomous and independent, and them connecting into bigger structures. Uh, so yeah, I would say it's not silo at all, and maybe it is the opposite of silo kind of architecture.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree with that. And that's it's a good description. Yeah, well, thanks, Leo, for sharing your thoughts here and helping us see fractals in a new way as well. And yeah, I mean, we also didn't have to do a town hall because I know like one of the things I wanted to do, I've been meaning to do, is with Tadas working more on this implementation plan. I know Tadas is tired now, and so I don't want to hold Tadas for too long. But also, we can just have a general discussion. So maybe we have enough people here, 5 people. I think Tadas said he wants to go at some point. So of course, if anyone wants to go at any point, then feel free. Thanks so much, Tadas, for all you do. I really appreciate all your work. And yeah, I suppose we can start at the town hall, and I'll give a little introductory uh, presentation to Eden Town Hall, and we'll kick it off. We can have an open discussion, and we could discuss the Eden Plus Fractal consensus process as much as we want to, as well as if anybody has any other thoughts and comments about the Eden Fractal community or Fractal ecosystem as a whole, then you can feel free to share as well.
Yes, I will be going now. Feel free to have a discussion without me. So it was good to see you all, and see you hopefully in 2 weeks or sooner.
All right. Thanks, Tadas. Looking forward to seeing you next time. All right. And I'll wrap up the Fractal and we'll head into the town hall now. So thanks all for playing the respect game. We sometimes wrap up by saying go Eden Fractal, but it's kind of our tradition. So if anyone wants to join, I'm going to give a quick countdown. Thanks for unmuting there. 3, 2, 1. Go Eden Fractal! All right, thanks all, and see you next time at Eden Fractal.